Welcome back, everyone. We are doing week 3, day 4. We're going to install Python in this afternoon check-in. Instead of check-in on our projects, we'll do just a presentation tomorrow morning. So let's do now Python introduction. So only 2 more days left with me, your instructor for programming basics and web fun, and then you guys will have a new instructor next week for Python. So this lecture is to prepare your computer with Python. And here we go. Let's get started. So when you go through the Python stack, this is going to be about the stress level prediction. Start at somewhere around 6. Towards exam day, it's going to get really high. When you get to post and session, it might seem like at that point, you're not understanding. That's another stressful part. Flask and MySQL is just as stressful. Hooking up Flask, MySQL relationships, getting through this yellow wall, and then passing through the belt prep and passing the exam. Once you've done that, you know that you will be able to pass the rest of the course, no problem. Yeah, this is another first as far as how tests go, in the sense that Python is another difficulty level. It's doing a lot more things. Well, anyways, not to scare you guys, let's go ahead and get started on what we're going to be doing. We're going to install Python. We are going to spend some time learning how Python is written, go over the concepts of object-oriented programming, using what we'll now call OOP, in different design concepts. We'll then explain in the Python course what Flask is and how it can work with MySQL, a database tool. And then we'll do an introduction to Flask, move on to MySQL, then combine them together. Then for the belt prep, if you can deploy it from your computer, you'll have a higher belt exam level completed than just initial exam level. So now there's more than one. There's a red belt and a black belt. If you pass your belt exam with a black belt, you would have completed the project and deployed it, which means to put it online somewhere. The exam is like the web fun exam. It will be all-day exam. We have 3 attempts on your exam. We'll also go concept over technologies like Ajax, how it works with JavaScript, and then you'll have a project week as well. So lots of new concepts and technologies. It may sound like a foreign language now, but that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so why Python? Right, so let's get reminded on what Python is and what it does. We've been working on the front end, so just the squares and buttons on the page. And we've been talking about what a backend and database would do, what they've been used for, what they could be used for. We likened it to like a restaurant, right? Where the front end is the menu that you would see when you go into a restaurant, you see the menu, different items you can select from. That's like the front end. It's like things that you can select, and you see, you visually see what you're creating. The back end is more like what I would describe as the kitchen. where the meal comes together that you would present to the front end. And the database is like storage fridge, where everything is neatly packed into food is neatly packed into areas that it would be related to what it is. So the backend fetches from the database, prepares that information, and then gives it to the front end so the front end can display the request to the backend. For example, let's say a backend would have, there's information, let's say on a social media website as to how many posts a user has and how many likes those posts have, and all that information is stored somewhere in the database, but the backend needs to retrieve it, ask it a question, hey, can I get this information, so that the front end can then get it from the backend post. Okay, so Python and web development. So Python's a backend server, right? That's what we're trying to tell you with this analogy. Python's a backend server. And so it's easy to read. It has lots of libraries, lots of tools that you can connect to Python. There's a big community around Python that you can ask questions on Google and find an answer. There's lots of ways that you can use Python. It's used for AI research, and all different types of companies use Python for a backend server. And it's easy to use once you get the hang of it. Python's a good language. I have some friends, some fellow cohort mates that they went through the program, learned Python, focused more on JavaScript, but now are still thinking, I need to study Python. Python is a big sea to be explored. So it's popular. There's a shallow learning curve. Minimal setup will get it set up today. And it's easy to understand. There's lots of versions of Python. The version we're going to aim for is 3.9.1. Okay, so we can get it installed on Mac and Windows. No one's using Linux, right? Good. I think no one here is using Linux. So we will do a tutorial for Mac, and then we'll switch to PC after. So if you have a PC and you can't keep up through reading the installation here on Windows, we'll do you the PC user afterward. But the instructions are here. You can read them as I go over the OS X ones if it's not too distracting. So for Mac users, what you want to do is go to this link. And then click this button, download Python 3.11.2. And then install it. And then you can go to your terminal and type this command, Python 3-v, and you should be able to check what version of Python you have installed. I already have Python installed, so Mac users, you should be following along. And if you get to that point where you could type in Python 3-V and you get this response, the version that you're currently using, Python 3.10.1 or 2, then we would have completed this step. So Mac users, go ahead and go through this step.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are we typing in that $sign and the little squiggly before it?
Say it again, please.
You said type in Python 3-v, but like, am I typing in the $sign that's there as well?
The $sign. I don't see a
And
dollar.
the black one, the black container above.
Oh, this is just how some terminals look. So if I pull up my terminal, it looks more like this. Sometimes they have them.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so while Mac users, you do that, I will describe the steps for Windows as well. Okay, so you go to this website, and then you click the link there, Windows Installer 64-bit. What version is it saying that we need? 3 point. You know what you can and cannot use based on the versions here that say you cannot use. So if you're working with version 7 or earlier, you cannot get these. I would get 11.2 and get this 64-bit here. Okay, and so once you install that, you can go ahead and click this install now. Remember to add Python 3.6 path when you click that box there. And then you should be able to type in Python space dash V and get that there. So drop a snake emoji in the chat if you finish the process. Is there a snake emoji?
Yeah, there is.
And I opt to still not really know how to use emojis.
No. Well, now we're in 2023. You have to know what an emoji.
But I'm 40.
Press the S button.
Says the man with no LinkedIn.
Put
Come on, Jack. Come
a
on,
big
Captain
S.
Jack.
Okay, you can put a big S. That would be for a snake.
What's the point of the path collector?
For PC, this one here allows you to access Python at any
Look, it
path,
also says
I believe. I remember it wouldn't work unless I had added this step. Click add Python 3.6 to path.
It's an environment variable, and it'll just make it a command from anywhere in the command prompt.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hey, so
Otherwise,
it didn't
it'll
give
tell
me
you
the
can't recognize
option to like click on add Python 3.6.
So this is what we do in the terminal. Capital V Python 3.6.5.
You should see that after typing Python space dash V.
Python space dash. Oh, that's
Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't pop that up.
it worked.
I mean,
I
it's
got
giving me a different version, but
mine says 3.11.2, even though I clicked the path.
So latest Python release,
Let me check.
Python 3.11.2. Okay, I did that.
Specific version of Python 3 will vary, but
It says
you get a
64-bit.
version above 3.0 running. So for PC, what did we see that it was? 3.11?
3.11.2.
Yeah.
yeah, I got the same version, so
Okay. So post in the chat so I know that you're finished and we can finish. After this, we're done with the lecture. After everyone finishes installing Python. So we're 4 out of.
So for PC, we do or we don't need the 3.65 to pop up.
We just need a version above 3.0. The one that we saw was 3.11.2. So if you have that, you're fine.
I did not get that. I got a whole giant block of text.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
mean, there has to be at least somebody that messes up, right?
Yeah.
Me.
I'm happy
Alright,
to be
Dan.
the first one to admit messing up.
Dan, share your screen. We'll go through this.
Python space
Yeah, I think
dash
you might have to stop sharing your screen first.
Oh yeah.
Python was not found.
This is what came up. Which then lets me do something. I mean, I can enter something else in here.
Python 3.2. So what did you?
Where do you see that?
You are on. See where it says Python 3.11.2, right there where your
Mhm.
mouse is. Where your mouse is.
Yeah. Does that mean we're good?
Yeah, I think you've installed it. I think you just entered Python, so it needs to. What's the escape from Python? Press escape in there. There will be some command in there if you find the help module, but
It might just be Control C.
It
Me.
said quit. Just
Can-
type
yeah.
quit.
yeah, do Control C.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'm leaving help.
Yeah, type in quit.
Yeah, just
Again.
Quit with the
Control Z. That
Use-
was it.
we'll use one of them.
Control Z. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So now if you type in Python space dash capital V.
Capital V.
Python
There we go.
space
3.11.
dash
You got it.
capital V.
Capital V. I
You got
didn't-
it.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I don't got it.
All right. Go ahead and share your screen.
Right. Okay, where to go? Okay, cool. So I did click on Python. There it is. Where'd it go? 3.11.2, 64-bit, right? This one?
Yes.
Okay, I click that. There's that. Yes. Okay.
You clicked modify.
Click modify.
So no, you already did it. So type in Python space dash V. No
Capital
space,
V.
no space, no space.
So Python space, then
Spa-
do,
Yeah, space.
Dash capital V.
Yeah.
there you go.
No, that's not capital V.
It still says Python was not found.
Space.
Oh,
Is that a lowercase or capital V?
it's a capital.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's not finding Python anyways.
Okay.
Based
Might
on
need
these
to-
responses, it seems like it knows what you're
Oh,
trying
sorry.
to say. No, it's okay. I'm just saying, based on these responses, it sounds like it knows what you're trying to say, but Python was not found.
Might need to manually add the environment variable in Windows.
Oh yeah, you actually that actually might be the case. You already ran the executable, I assume, right? I did come a little bit late, so I apologize. But if you want, if other people are having this issue, one, try uninstalling and reinstalling, just like Hirol said in chat. And then if that still doesn't work, then I can walk some Windows users through how to add it to path. It's a pretty easy process.
I'm still having
Gotcha.
trouble with
So
that.
uninstall
Yeah.
and then reinstall.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is anybody else having any issues? I think Joan said in chat she's having an issue.
Okay, so while that's reinstalling, let's have Joan share her screen.
Oh wait, I just saw something, but I'm not sure what's. So the terminal showed up. Does that mean it's installed? Here, let me share my desktop. So it shows this terminal. Is that it?
That's a terminal. You can open your terminal, the one that's pinned to the bottom of your
This
bar.
one?
At the very bottom. See that winky face thing? Yeah, click
That's
that.
the one I just opened.
Oh, okay, type in Python-V
Uh,
space dash capital V. So it has to be a space after Python.
what?
Type it again, Python.
V.
Space. You put you
No,
put a dash right after N, so it has to be a space after N,
Yeah.
and no space between the dash and the V. And the V has to be capitalized.
And
Okay.
Python's capitalized on that one.
Yeah, Python, you have to
This
make a
whole
lowercase
thing?
p. Yeah, see how the P is capitalized. It should be lowercase.
Okay, so I'm reinstalling it again. There's there's an option to
Add
it
to
says
path.
add python.exe to path.
Click it. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but Joan, did you properly install it? Let's see here.
This is the installation which I did. It goes so fast. So then it goes, done. And
Does
then
does Mac need to be Python 3-V?
Well, Python-V should still work because Mac has inbuilt Python like 2 stuff. So
Gotcha.
that still should have worked, and it's kind of weird that it didn't. Also on Mac, you might just need to type Python. Since you went through the installer, let's try that. Just try typing Python in
wait,
the
so
terminal.
what does this window mean? Because I just finished installing.
It just
So
saying congratulations, you've installed it, and this is where all your Python files lie.
Okay, so but then this is what I did after I already installed it, because I've done this multiple times. But let me try and type it in again. On dash V. It's still not found.
Try typing Python 3 instead, just Python 3 and hit enter.
Oh, oops. Python 3.
Yep. Okay, cool. So it looks like you do have it. Python
Okay.
3.11.2.
Okay, all right. Great.
And now you can type exit with parentheses to exit that in the terminal, or you can just close it and it'll close out of it.
All right. Terminate. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I think I got it. Python 3.11.2.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, bet.
Okay, who doesn't have it yet?
Merrick.
I think the only one that doesn't have it is. Oh, no, I think we all have it. Cool. All right. Well, then that ends this. Well, let me check one more person. David, did you post? Yeah, David posted. Okay, we're all done. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this lecture up. That's it. You guys are now, you have Python installed. So you're ready for Python next week. Go back to working on your projects, because we will be posting, we will be presenting our our work tomorrow morning after our algorithm session. And that'll be our last day together. So you won't have to deal with my lame humor ever again. So we will have one more session of that, and then we'll have breakout rooms open. So thank you guys for installing Python, and good luck to you guys next week.